Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination, Cops and Donuts. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Remembering good times and great food, Frank and Lisa invite you to Tin Lizzie's in Mile for a blast back to the 50s and 60s when food was made from scratch, including home-ground Angus burgers. A full menu of great food and good memories await you at the new Tin Lizzie's of Mile. Rose Valley Winery, committed to making quality wines from locally grown cold-hardy grapes. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road, Rose City. Hi, welcome to Michigan Magazine. I'm Barry Stutzman. Glad you could join us. On this week's show, we take a look at one day in the life of homeschooling with the Handrich family of Fairview, Michigan. 1 mom and 6 inquisitive boys make for an amazing learning experience. Then we look forward to warmer days as we again bring you our popular journey into Michigan's forests during Morel Mushroom season. Then fly fishing folk singer Alan Cayn is back as promised with a true-to-life fish story. Did it happen, or was it the product of an overactive imagination? We'll let you decide. Plus, we know that our Michigan Magazine crew is talented in more ways than one. Videographer Jeremy Lane is here to prove that one can do what may seem impossible if one puts his mind to it. Jeremy is an accomplished drummer with only one fully functional hand. He not only helps us in filming on location, but also beats a mean drum. He'll prove it with a quick sample of his agility. All that coming up on this week's Michigan Magazine. Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection at MichiganPaddlesports.com. It's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddlesports.com.
Those were the good old days. You hear that phrase a lot. But really there is nothing a person can do about holding on to those days that seem to be simpler and more personal when families seem to be much closer. In today's fast-paced society, many families just don't have the time to slow down and give their children the attention they would like to. Much of a child's development is left to the public school system, which for the most part is doing a good job. But for a growing number of concerned parents, it just isn't good enough. In the state of Michigan, homeschooling, where the parents become the teachers and home is a classroom, is becoming more of a viable alternative. We met such a family recently in northeastern Lower Michigan's Oscoda County in the village of Fairview. Here, Dallas and Jane Handrich have taken it upon themselves to educate their 6 boys in a homeschool environment. We met with Jane and her boys while they were in the midst of an old-fashioned taffy pull. Besides finding out the correct way to pull taffy, we also learned a bit about homeschooling. The boys range in age from 2 to 12.
Joshua is 12.
Okay.
And Jordan is 11. Matthias?
9.
Where's Matthias? Okay.
He's 9.
All right.
Solomon is 7.
7.
And Jubal
4.
is 4. And this is Theophilus, and he is 2.
Oh my goodness gracious. Ma's getting
It's getting good here.
the taffy already. What is the ingredients to taffy? What do you
basically
use?
it's sugar and water.
Basically sugar and water, and what else?
It's corn syrup and sugar and water. And there's a little bit of glycerin in it and salt. This is saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy.
Okay, boys?
You know, for a lot of the folks out there, I know as a youngster why we used to have taffy pulls every once in a while. But this is a Christmas or a holiday type thing that when families are together, they, when kids and some grown-ups want to have some fun with candy, why this is what you call a real family participant type candy thing. Is that right?
Yes, it is. You
And you're
got to have
spraying our
lots of
hands
help.
with what?
Well, it would be something like Pam. This is another brand, but all this does is keep it from getting too sticky. We also found, too, that if you have long fingernails or rings on, it sticks to the taffy and you have a big mess.
Ring on, Mom.
I know I do. I need to take my rings off. What we want to do is get this cool enough. We did find, too, this is the only thing we could find to scrape it with. This is a drywall scraper. But we did find there's a little plastic version if someone doesn't want to go buy a good one. I don't think these are very expensive to make it at home.
So how many of you boys pull a taffy? Do you always get into this on this taffy pole?
Yeah.
All you do?
Well, we have to take turns, yeah.
Have them take turns.
It's almost
Now,
cool
a
enough.
taffy pull, where did it, do you have any idea where it originated from or how it got started, Jane?
I don't, but
Has it been in your family for some time or has it not? Or?
Not really.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it might have resulted from a mistake in the candy business. I think a lot of times you get something special when you cook something a little too long and you don't know what to do with it, and you end up with something that you
I
like.
think it's cool.
So I wouldn't be surprised it started something like that.
And the marble slab is simply because it cools fast.
It cools it faster.
Because
We did make a batch just with a cookie sheet, a heavy cookie sheet, but it didn't turn out as nice. The best batches we made were on the marble. This is just about ready to do. It's just a little bit too hot. I'm going to move it over to
Are
the
you
side.
boys all excited and waiting to get into this and start pulling it? And then after you pull it, how long? When do you know it's ready to eat?
Gotta turn white.
They'd eat it right now.
It
It gets white looking.
Teaching the boys here at home here. Can you give us a little, what's a normal day for home taught children?
Well, this week, this is a normal day. We're having Little House on the Prairie week this week, where we're studying the late 1800s, and we're reading some of the Little House books. And tomorrow we're gonna go and see a man that traps, because we learned in the Little House books that Pa was a trapper when they lived in the big woods of Wisconsin. So we're gonna go learn a little bit about trapping. This is just for this week that we're doing this. A normal week, we start school about 8:30, and we start out with a Bible class. Then we have, usually we're studying Egypt right now in history, so we study Egypt.
We can do by ourselves by the time I'm done.
Right. And then we're learning Latin this year. The 3 older boys are learning Latin, so we have Latin after that. And then we do language, and that we just got finished with a unit on newspapers, and we printed a family newspaper. We wrote editorials and features. So that was fun. We had a good time doing it. You can see they're twisting it just a little bit now. But we found out if you twist it too much, it doesn't want to go back together, and that might be partly because of this stuff instead of butter. It doesn't stick back to itself as well. You're okay. You can get help a little bit. Let Juba help just a little.
So your normal day is they have their math and they
Right.
have.
And then after that, well, they do their math more independently. And spelling they do independently. The rest of the subjects we teach more in a group, where I teach. Yeah, science we do some together and some separately. So it's fun. We really enjoy it. We can do a lot of extra things that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise because we're here together. And
Like this taffy pull.
yeah, right. Yesterday we went to a neighbor's orchard and picked apples and made applesauce, and we dried apples, and we made apple pie.
Theo, you gotta stay back.
Oh, Theo wants to help a little bit too. Let's let Theo do it. You got greased hands, Theo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think. Let's put some. Okay, rub the other hand together. No. Okay, let's pull a little bit. Can you pull it? Hold it back on Mama. Pull it back. That's it.
I want to help.
Okay, pull again. You can see it's getting whiter the more we pull it. And it's also, it's also cooling down a lot more.
Lemon.
There.
That turned
Good
out.
boy.
The lemon kind was soft. Theo stayed soft.
Yeah. Okay, Solomon, want to pull?
You already did it, dude. I'm good at it.
So this is what they call a taffy pull.
We found out, it says in the book we had to pull it out 18 inches, and you don't want to pull it more than 18 inches.
Otherwise it stretches
end up
right
with
out.
strings.
I think I'm getting stings.
I think you need some more stuff on your hands.
Mom,
No.
here.
Let's find somebody else with
It
these
is
hands.
sticky, so you have
It
to
is sticky, yeah.
use butter or some kind of
It's just basically it's sugar and water, so
sugar
it's
and
gonna
water,
be
Karo syrup.
right. It's going to be a real sticky product. You can see it's getting whiter and whiter. And you don't want to pull it till it's cold. You still want it to be a little bit soft.
You're gonna hit me, Mom.
Jane went on to tell us that homeschooling fits their lifestyle perfectly and stressed that it wasn't all just fun and games. The boys have a strict daily schedule to follow, just as public school kids have. To prove that point, Jane showed us where she and Dallas have renovated a portion of their home into an actual classroom. This is their classroom.
This is a classroom, yeah.
Can we see how you get them into class?
Well, why don't you guys all go get in your desks? You sit at your desk. Pierre, you want to come and sit at your desk? Color your monkey? And this is where we do our school. We either they sit at their desks and do the work that they have to do, or I sit here and they sit on the floor in front of me. And we learn our Latin or whatever we're studying that day. What are you doing your science project on, Joshua?
Oh, I'm doing a science research paper on pain relievers and the different kinds and how they affect your stomach and things like that.
Okay. And Jane, you are teaching them Latin this year?
Yes,
Working
we're
on it?
learning Latin. We're going to be studying Rome, ancient Rome later, so this is Jubal's desk, and he's in pre-kindergarten.
Pre-kindergarten.
He's learning to read this year.
Well, what are you working on there, Jubal?
Puzzle.
A puzzle.
He likes to make puzzles,
Learn
just
how
like
to put
his
them together?
dad.
How far will you take them here? You take them all the way through?
We'll probably go all the way through high school.
Yeah.
Actually, you can do college at home if you want, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to try that or not. We'll see.
Is there more homeschooling going on, Jane, these days?
Oh, yes, it's becoming very popular. People are, for a lot of different reasons, are deciding to home educate. I'm real happy with the results I see.
I know that when I was in school, we always had a recess. Hey, boys, do you guys get a recess here?
Yeah.
Yes and no. What's the truth?
We do for lunch.
You do for lunch. Then you got to come back.
We gotta come in and read.
Read.
Yeah.
What's your favorite subject? Anybody have
Math.
a math?
Math.
Wow. You mean we got six for math?
No. It's easy. No, that like science is that.
Science.
It's really easy.
Why do you like science?
Because it's fun.
Jane, it certainly has been a pleasure to come to your home and learn more about Taffy and homeschooling. And it looks to me like it really is working well. And boys, thank you for being part of Michigan Magazine. And we hope to see some more of you. And I'm sure we will. Thanks for being part of Michigan Magazine.
Thank you.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Discount Foods Downtown Mile. Find national name brand foods and merchandise at sharply discounted prices. Shop the smart way and please the family without breaking the budget. Discount Foods Downtown Mile. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. Jerry's Joint at West Branch, and with the best burgers in town. Jerry's has a full menu, but when you order the burgers steaming hot, they're made the way you like it. Stack time, made to order. Add fries, you've got a complete meal. Jerry's Joint of West Branch, home of the best burgers in town. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale.
I have a great fish story, and it's true, too. It was opening day, maybe 5-6 years ago. I don't remember exactly now. I missed 5 really big strikes at the fly. And I thought, either I'm out of practice or I'm just no good. And so I told my friends that afternoon that I was going to go and catch that fish that I couldn't catch. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was the only person on the river for the longest time. And I see a fella walking off of County Road 612, and he's not part of the group. So I just figured just another angler coming from somewhere, and I aimlessly cast this fly, and it went to the same spot where I missed that fish the night before. Whomp! It took it. Barry, that thing bent my rod in half. It was a whale. And here's the thing, the biggest fish I ever caught, biggest trout, it was a good 24 inches if it was an inch. It was huge. Water was clear and low. That brown trout went about 15 feet, 20 feet downstream, stopped on a gravel bed, faced upstream. I got the reel going on the rod, bringing it in. I get it to a point, I'm trying to grab the fish, but it was so big, like a big dog, it just turned itself and went into the exact same spot. And I'm thinking, this is not supposed to happen. I'm using very light tackle, and this thing's big enough to have taken all my line and could have broken free. So this is weird. It happened more than a few times. And I'm starting to freak out. And now the other angler I told you about that came in off the road, I yelled to him. I said, hey, do you have a net? He says, I got a big trout on here. And he says, yeah. So he runs over, he pulls out a net from his back there, and what I had to do is I had to walk the fish back. It's like a dog, just drag it. And the fish went, and he netted it. And there's this huge brown trout. Of course, I didn't have a camera. The only witness was this fella, who no one knows about, you know, they sent from heaven. But every time I retell this story, it seems more and more mystical to me. Because that trout could have just taken everything I had. Anyway, he's holding this fish, and I hooked him kind of deep in the jaw. And so I can't get the hook out, from the jaw. And I have my whole hand in the fish's mouth. And I say to the guy, I said, maybe I should just cut it off, because you can do that. You can just cut the hook free and it'll rust away. And the fellow just looks without saying a word. He says, so I fiddled a little bit more and got the hook out, released the fish, swims away, and the guy looks at me, he says, he'll be all right. And then he shakes my hand, says, nice fish, sir. And I'm shaken up about this. I couldn't believe it. And I never saw the guy again. No one knows who I'm talking about. In fact, very few people even believe that story. I find it hard to believe, but I swear it happened. But it's like it was meant to be. So I don't understand. Why do I love fly fishing? Because things like that can happen. But that fish didn't go. It stayed.
Well, my gosh, we got a kind of a misty day, Paul, but
We could use a little sunshine.
but we just hope that it's going to work out all right down here. You might wonder what we're doing up here today. It's kind of an overcast day, misty day, but it is springtime and there is a delicious mushroom out up here in northern Michigan. It's called Morel. And with me is Paul Pasternak. He's been picking mushrooms for how many years, Paul?
15 or 20.
15 or 20. And he knows the morels, and he knows which is the good mushrooms from the bad mushrooms. And we're going to get some good mushrooms, the morels, and he's going to take us back then to the house, and he's going to show us how to fix these delicious morsels. Paul, do you have a certain way that you identify, that you really look for when looking for a morel?
No, not really. Just a good sharp eye is what you got to have. And once you find one, if you just move around that first one you find, there's going to be more.
Now, there is a difference between these, and there is another one that looks similar to this that is...
There is a false morel, and the characteristic of the false morel are quite similar to these, except the false morel, the stem comes up to the thick part here. On the false morel, the stem goes all the way up like an umbrella, and the cap just sets on top of the stem.
Oh.
The stem on these are hollow. On the false morel, the stem is full. It has a white composition of some kind, snow white, and the stem is full completely, where these are hollow.
So let's go back to the kitchen, Paul, and see how you prepare these up.
Okay.
You cut them in two, then you soak them overnight or something?
No, I put them into boiling water for about 3 minutes, kind of pre-cook them. And then I finish cooking in a frying pan with the onions and a little salt and pepper, a little parsley flake, and then put my eggs in there, and that's a feast fit for a king right there.
Oh boy. Well, this is the first time that I've tried this morel with scrambled eggs, so excellent. The only way I've ever had morels before was with steak or eaten by itself. Oh. Isn't that good?
Great.
These right here are deep fried. Delicious.
Like eating peanuts, you can't stop.
Paul's not going to give out his hideaway where he's getting these babies at.
I'll make you a sample, though.
But he'll sure make you a sample. Paul, thanks again for being on Michigan Magazine.
Thank you.
Oh, delicious.
So there you go. Now you know a little bit more about what's off the beaten path. It's where dreams are born and journeys start. Case in point, Jeremy Lane of Northville, who helps us out at Michigan Magazine as a cameraman editor and is also following his dreams in both Christian mission work and becoming a first-class drummer. Not just any drummer, a one-handed drummer. We leave you with hope and inspiration with the drums of Jeremy. We'll see you next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Randy's Restaurant and Bakery, downtown Rose City. Freshly baked daily, cookies, breads, pastries, donuts, homemade pies, and more. Randy's has a full menu to tackle the heartiest appetite, including pizza and hand-dipped ice cream. Shopping for that special person just got easier when you shop at Rose City Drug at 2640 North M33, just south of the Rose City city limits. You'll find gifts for everyone on your list from 1 to 100. Shop online or in person at Rose City Drug, Rose City. The Art of Amalia Jonas is at the art store near Lupton, Michigan. Stop by her gallery or visit her online to purchase that perfect masterpiece or sign up for private lessons. Begin your journey in the world of art by capturing the inspiration around you under the personal direction of Amalia Jonas at the art store. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. A winning combination. Cops and Donuts.